Welcome. Welcome. We're all connected. We're all connected. That is the intention. That is the choice to open up and to connect, to open up and to honor the flow. So that is what we're doing. Setting sails, lifting the anchors. So welcome. We've got the clarity of water. We have new filters installed. In America, you have different chloride or fluoride and different things that are in the water, like kind of like different anchors. We kind of add different layers to life. So now we have gotten a water machine that kind of energizes the water and it cleans out chloride. But now we've got like three like big filters in the back that also cleans out fluoride and other things that might be in the water. So that's kind of symbolic to kind of really set sail. We kind of have to clean. We have to kind of see what we're kind of carrying with us. And that's kind of what can feel like judgment when we are looking at ourselves. Because when we kind of awaken as a little baby, we kind of have this natural energy, this natural currency, this awakeness, this charge of life. But then, depending on our circumstances and our parents and different stuff, we get pulled into different directions. So we kind of add on different things that we don't really think about, because we kind of think that, well, this is what society says, this is what our friends says, this is our husband, wife, our parents, this is what everybody does, everybody. So then we gain these anchors unknowingly, because it's kind of like we have this forward moving energy naturally from spirit. But then people say, don't go there if you don't have this. So don't do that if you don't have this, or do that because of this and do that because of that. So on our boat, we gradually start like throwing stuff out, putting out different anchors. We don't necessarily understand and see what we're doing, because all this stuff is happening kind of a long time ago. Somebody said this is how, and people kind of take on these different philosophies. So then we are setting sail. We are like, okay, I'm ready to go. But then we're like, it's so heavy and the boat is so twisted and goes so slow, or like the wind almost is like pulling off the whole mast, the whole, the sail, because we have different direction forces. So that is where we kind of have to see that we've had the sails going, but a lot of times we kind of get a little exhausted. Suddenly we are in school, we have to do it, we have to behave, we have to do it. Gradually we're kind of get a little depleted, but we we're following a system. And then when you're like in your teens or in the early 20s, suddenly you're like, oh, I'm ready. Society says you're ready. So you have this expectation. And like you're given freedom for the first time, you're given freedom. And so then you set your sails. But then you have all these, yeah, but you can only do it if you do this, or you can only do it if you. So sometimes that's when like beginners lack, you suddenly like suddenly everything connects for a little bit. But then gradually suddenly people get sick, or like tiredness syndrome, or people get like exhausted, depressed, all this stuff, because we're kind of exhausting our energy forward, but there's so much fighting inside, or in the all these anchors that are like holding us down, are preventing us from kind of getting where we're supposed to. Or we might see other people go faster, or we go too fast and we hit it like a reef, and we're all tilted, so everybody's falling off the ship. So that's why we have to kind of look at what's going on. It's kind of like we have this willpower, we have this energy, and then when we want something and everybody's like yes, and then we just go for it, we just have willpower and we just do it. So depending on the school, you might, it's like cooking, you might have all the right ingredients, you might have just learned it the perfect way. So you cook a perfect meal. But since life is kind of, it's like flowing, and you haven't really connected with all of you, you've already kind of decreased the power within you, the energy within you, with all these anchors. So suddenly when we lift up an anchor, and suddenly by accident or different stuff, we suddenly have more energy, or by doing a technique, or by getting some support, suddenly we have more energy. And then suddenly I'm going to just make that food. And suddenly you're so empowered that you just, you put too much oil on, and you have the gas grill, and you have all this stuff. And then suddenly there's like all smoked in, the whole house is smoked up. Or it might be so much that you just burn down the house. So we kind of like have these obstacles to kind of, get on the ship. We kind of have to see what's going on, because we have different centers of your body. The power center, the belly, is kind of, can have a lot of power, but if we activate it with anger, that anger will and put fire on gasoline. It will make it more powerful, but it actually also can make you burn down the house. It can come from love, but then if you're so wounded in your love that you think you just will choose anyone to love, so you might get lost. You might just do it from pure willpower, but if you already are distorted on what direction you are, you might just go the whole you might choose it in not the right order or whatever. You might end up eating the food cold because you forgot to start the gas, or there's different, or you forgot salt, or all this stuff. Or you might just get pulled to something from desire, so you can feel an energy. So all these ways of activating our energy, we kind of use, people that kind of get something done, they activate their energy in some way or another. But ease is kind of where we can kind of renew and replenish and reintegrate our body, and become a peaceful sailing ship that kind of flows with things, and things kind of happen beautifully and magically and easily. That's when you don't activate it by just pure love or just pure anger, like willpower or power, because all these are kind of, then if you use emotions, or energy, then there has to be kind of wisdom there. And that wisdom kind of is something you have to kind of take time to see. So sometimes people kind of break their bones, or they become pregnant, or different stuff happens to awaken people from kind of the haze, and to show us that, or we lose our job, or we fail. That's when we realize that we might not be as stable as we think. So that's kind of like the COVID, or near death, or somebody's breaking up, or you lose your job. So then you see that you might not be seeing as clearly as you think. That means that these anchors are still holding your ship back, so to speak. So that's where we kind of want to, whether you are more from the physical body, that's kind of that instinctual, just go. It happens almost as instinctually, magically. But you don't want to, if you're wounded, you might just close your eyes at the same time and you lose target. If your love has been kind of tainted too, then you can lose target. So, and your mind, so you kind of want to, you have to see these wounds, you have to see these traumas, all these things, so that we can kind of reset and kind of be aware that don't let those glasses kind of tear you off. Don't let those anchors pull you down. So when we have a retreat, we kind of go through and open up that wind of spirit, open it up. And then when it becomes more, then suddenly we might see that we have these anchors hanging down, so that we can see them and gradually pull them up. Because if you really want to move forward, we want to like lift those anchors. So that is kind of symbolically, this was a retreat of just, we're kind of, it was called setting sails. So, but also we can set sails, but we also have to lift the anchors. So sometimes there's more wind, it's going to pull us further ahead, but there might still be many anchors there that might be like, oh, I'm still having this anchor or this anchor, or some people fell off on the road. And so that is why we kind of have to take time to see, because that's where people get lost. There's all these different societies created of these different philosophies, atheism, like communism, or like religious, or capitalism, or all these different connections, different religions, and they all kind of work. Everything can kind of create something, but most of it is like, it can be just pure willpower. But if we don't have wisdom, if we don't have ease, if we don't have love, if we don't have patience, then we will start kind of rocking the boat, and all these like anchors are still holding us down. So then you see the societies, you see how people are in China and Russia and America, or like people are like, wait a minute. Different anchors are holding different boats down, because we still kind of, that the age of enlightenment is literally more that we have to kind of come into trust and faith and wisdom. So sometimes we have to see like that we're kind of, we're spending too much oil, or we're spending too much money, or we're warring too much, or we're focusing too much on men, or too much on women, or too much on the kids, or too much on the elderly, or so then we kind of we get caught up in all these different belief systems that we kind of have to see before we can kind of really like start having a smooth journey forward. So that's kind of where we as humans are kind of tuned into society, and we can literally beautifully see how every society is kind of has their kind of faults and weaknesses. There's no really perfect vessel yet, and that's how humans we can no one feels like perfect. So and that's good, because that means that we are where we're supposed to be. We're supposed to grow into that you know, we have to then kind of reestablish our love, where there can be a love of self and love of others that has to have forgiveness. Then we have to have faith. Then we have to kind of have wisdom, and then we have to have clarity, and then we have to have curiosity. That's why we kind of come in here. To come in here and be guided in the ease of life is to dare to continue having curiosity. We can have learned many things, many philosophies, but to daring to keep growing, we have to dare to keep having curiosity. So the curiosity is what opens you up to be like, oh, maybe I will listen to this teaching, listen to being guided in this energy connection, to see energy, have both energy but also wisdom, and flow with that. So we don't force the energy, but we flow with the energy. So that is the ease of life. We come into the body and then we flow. When we come with every day and let it just sink into the day, and then we let it lead us, then suddenly we're like, ooh, everything is working better. But then every day we can have different things. Sometimes we feel like, oh, I don't have energy when I wake up. Today I'm tired. Today I'm a little irritated. I'm a little sad. You can have dreams that suddenly shake you. All things can come up. So every day is different. And we've tried to be like, well, I don't have time. Like, I just want every day to be perfect. Yeah, but every day is a meditation. When we dare to be curious and dare to relax with it and accept it, then we can flow with whatever energy comes up: anger, sadness, desire, happiness, confusion. And that's why sometimes people be like, whoa, Henrik, what's going on? They might text me, you might text me and say like, this is weird, what's going on? There's many energies, there's many thoughts that can appear. I'm bad, I'm ugly, I'm good, I'm perfect. All these different belief systems will come up. That's why we kind of keep going with the teaching, because it is a growing that takes time. So we have to apply patience and wisdom and curiosity. So that is for you, whether you are here for the first time and curious about what this teaching is, or if you have been there before, and if you're still testing it out, because it is a growing. As you grow into this, you will hear this teaching, this wisdom in different ways, and you will start to see how it is applied and how your body naturally starts adapting to it. So that is the beauty of everyone who dares to come back and keep coming. And that's also what we're building with the book. So I'm also building a Patreon community where people can tap into the teachings, and there will be a little monthly fee where people can there's different teachings and different energies that you can tap in at your own convenience. We have these Wednesday retreats, and we have regular retreats, but sometimes you also want to just kind of investigate these teachings on your own convenience, which is the beauty of this, that every video has and every book has its own energy. And when you align with it, suddenly you will receive the well, the wisdom, the water, the elixir that is there. So with that said, it is kind of the aftermath of the retreat that we just had like a week and a half ago. So we're still kind of tuning in, and you might still feel like there's all this, because there's like this power that has come up, energy come up. We can suddenly see the dragon in us, the anger, the desire, the lust, the frustration. All these emotions can come up a little bit more. We can feel a little insane. We can feel like, wow, we have weird thoughts. So that is why, like, right after retreat, you can kind of be a little like, what's going on? And then that's the beauty of coming in here and then communicating afterwards and be like, whoa, okay. Suddenly you might feel like, okay, maybe I should share this. Sometimes sharing it and texting me and talking about it helps to kind of set it free, because sometimes we just like to just know everything ourselves and figure everything out, but that's kind of the masculine where we just kind of like hold on to it. Sometimes we have to dare to just not be perfect, just be human. So if you're new, or if you are old, or if you're a beginner or you're advanced, you can close your eyes or just keep your eyes open, but like kind of sink back wherever you are. Drop your shoulders, drop your hips a little bit. We're kind of letting the energy of the video, the energy of the moment, the energy of the teaching come through. The energy of heaven, the energy that you are open to receiving in this moment. Mm. And it can kind of come in. Maybe it's like a stiffness, or you might feel your shoulders or like your jaw feel a little tense because there's like it comes into you. The energy, like kind of you become more aware of it. We kind of hold stuff away, and then suddenly we kind of want to let it in. Mm. And then it kind of moves through us. It almost feels like burning or itching or just heat, or you might suddenly feel cold, or you might suddenly start hearing the cars outside or noise, or hear other people in the space if you are with other people watching this. Yeah, drop your shoulders a little bit more. And your hips, lift your hips a little bit more. Stretch out your legs a little bit more forward. It's like opening up your energy body. Your toes, just let them out. And open up your arms, your hands. Stretch them out a little bit more. Drop your shoulders a little bit more. As the energy comes down between your legs and out into the earth, into the ether. Yeah. And then it comes up again, almost like a sneeze. It's like it kind of an ejaculation. It's like, and an orgasm, it explodes. We fire up life. We awaken. We can be touched, just like a bee sting, or hit in the head, or just spilling coffee on you, or waking up. Ooh, and somebody honking. Whoa, what's going on? So that's the beauty of kind of allowing energy, and it's like a love making. That's hence the orgasm. It's just it moves through the system, and the more we align, the more energy can move. So, but we don't want to open them up too much. Because we have to also find the wisdom to kind of enjoy and to resettle and configure, because we have all these anchors that we are lifting, lightening the load so we can let the wind just boom explode. So I had a beautiful lightning almost hit me yesterday, so that was just beautiful. That's where life becomes alive, and suddenly everything smells of love and happiness and dancing and laughter. So that's where we are heading. Beautiful. And laughter, yes, that's what I said. And focus, clarity. Anyway, beautiful to see you guys again. Let me know how you're doing. if something thoughts come up today, maybe tomorrow after you've been dreaming, or you came out this morning, text me, let me know, or I might talk to some of you guys in communion or different stuff after. So, or else I will see you next Wednesday, or when you are coming in, whenever that is. So beautiful to see you guys, and or if I see you guys on Patreon, it's coming up, or it is up depending on if you see this now or later. The well is getting created. So thank you guys, and I hope you guys have a beautiful Wednesday or whatever day it is today. And yeah, love seeing everybody here, and everybody who's coming in later. I know some always say like, I'll watch it later. Be like, that's beautiful too. Everybody is in its own flow. See you guys. There we are. Bye.